Hello and welcome to No Sleep 3 today. I am Louie and here I am again with Kirazu. As usual, we go over what we do here. While I read a story from Reddit No Sleep, thank you again for all these writers. And Fabian picks it here so he could draw it while I read it. Now, today we have the story which has been nominated Best Title 2015 to December 2016, so congrats, mate. And here we are. A packaged mark returned to sender. My neighbor is one of those annoying wannabe YouTube personalities. Over the years, I've seen him cough out cinnamon, lay flat on the hood of his car as it slowly creeps down the driveway, and douse himself in lukewarm water, all while screaming, "Epic win! Epic fail!" or "Fuck!" or "Epic maintenance of the status quo," for all I know. It can get tiring to watch him go about his shenanigans in pursuit of viral fame. Kinda like what we're doing, Fabian. Right? So, when he knocked on my door the other day, told me he was going away for a few weeks, and asked that I could get his mail, honestly, it was a relief. I can't explain the peace of mind I had knowing I didn't have to brace myself for any of his stupidity for a while. I was always afraid his stunts would wind up bleeding over into my life. Things were pretty normal for the first couple of days. He received a few bills, bit of spam, and what I could only assume was a birthday card. Then, one evening, I got home to find a cardboard box waiting on his front porch. In big red letters was, "Return to sender." I'm no small fry, but I admit, I had trouble lifting the box on my own. It was really freaking heavy. Lugging it across the road to my house was even harder. I quickly realized there was no way I was going to drag it up the stairs and through my front door. I decided I was going to leave his package in my garage. It wasn't like I kept my car in there. The garage door was a piece of shit that refused to open, without a good thug and a whack. It was less trouble just leaving the car in the driveway than it was to fight with the garage door every morning and in the night. In hindsight, I should have set the package down while I struggled to open the tricky door. But you know how it is when you got a good grip on something, no point in setting it down if you don't have to. It was, as I kicked the door for the third time, I lost my grip on the package, and it fell to the ground. I heard a light crack inside. Shit, I cursed. I hope I hadn't broken anything important, but figured I just wouldn't tell my neighbor about it, and let him assume that the break happened en route. Hands-free, I finally managed to get the garage door unstuck. And boy did it screech in protest as it rolled up and over me. I dragged the box the rest of the way, setting it in the corner for whenever my neighbor would come back to claim it, and then I forgot all about it, until a few days passed, that is. I'm not exactly sure how long it took for the smell to waft in from the crack under the garage to the house door, but it came in slow progression. It was a sickly sweet odor similar to a skunk, and for the first few days after I smelled it, I genuinely assumed that's exactly what it was, roadkill that had left its mark on my house. It was only when I realized the scent was growing more intense instead of fading that I went looking for the source. That's when I opened the garage door, and that's when the odor knocked me back, holding my nose. The culprit wasn't hard to identify. The only change in my garage was the box in the corner. I remember thinking it must have been one of those meat of the month subscription boxes. The meat must have just gone rancid from being left out of the fridge for so long. How much meat could have been in there for the box to have been so large and heavy? An entire fucking cow? I covered my nose as I approached the box, a pair of scissors in hand. I probably wouldn't have needed them to open it, as it had become soggy enough at the bottom to poke through with a finger. Ugh, that's disgusting. But I wasn't about to poke my finger into spoiled meat juices. Soggy bottom was the reason I had to open the box in the first place. If I tried to drag it out whole, everything would spill onto the floor. I was going to have to dump the pieces of meat one by one in a garbage bag at a time, and take them out to the dumpster, a process I wasn't looking forward to. My scissors tore through the tape along the top of the cardboard box. I thought the smell couldn't get any worse, but as I flipped the flaps open, I discovered a whole new gambit of stink. It was like opening a burning oven, but instead of a heat wave, it was met with waves of piss, sweat, shit, and putrefaction. It was so bad that I staggered back and had to force down the puke beginning to guzzle out of me. I don't think I could have handled the scent mingling with the horrors coming out of the box. I'm not ashamed to admit, I ran out of the door for a breath of fresh air, but in the short time I spent in the garage, the smell had become so ingrained in my fabric that it clung to me like a shadow. Nothing I tried could keep the smell out of my nostrils. Not air fresheners, not a mask, not 3 showers and a change of clothes. Every second that box lay open in my garage was another second that the smell was allowed a foothold into my house. I had to bite the bullet. I returned to the garage, the flaps of the box still open as though inviting me to look. I was prepared. A clothespin pinning my nostrils shut, a garbage bag in one hand, the strongest cleanser I could find in the other, long rubber gloves to keep my skin from having to touch what was inside. But as it turned out, I needed none of those things. I wouldn't have to touch or clean the contents of the box. I would only have to suffer the nightmares every night. You see, there was meat in the box, but it didn't come from a cow or a pig. No, it was worse than that. It was my neighbor, dead, still in one piece, but dead. I called the cops, and naturally, they took me in for interrogation. It's kind of hard not to suspect a man with a corpse in his garage after all. Thankfully, they soon realized I wasn't involved. My DNA might have been all over that box, the smell might have left a mark throughout my house, but there was one piece of irrefutable evidence in my neighbor's own hands that proved my innocence. A vlogging camera. They showed me the footage only once. I'm not sure if they were allowed to, or if they felt so bad for me they figured it couldn't hurt. Either way, I saw it. My neighbor was sitting in the box outside of a shipping facility, laughing as he told the world he was going to mail himself across state lines. He'd brought pee bottles, food, a pillow, a few flashlights. His friend, a guy I'd seen at his place several times to help with his stunts, closed the lid and presumably dropped him off for shipment. Throughout the next couple of hours or days, I'm not honestly sure, my neighbor recorded a few short clips about his progress. I think I'm in the trunk now. I can feel it moving. Must be in a warehouse. Pretty warm in here. Still got plenty of food. That kind of stuff. And then, on the last entry, the box toppled over. He broke his neck. And that was it. The camera recorded until either the memory card got too full, or the battery died. There's one thing I didn't tell the police after they showed me the video. One thing I heard in the footage that will haunt me until the day I die. Just after the tumble that broke his neck, I heard the familiar screeching sound of my garage door. Now, Fabian, go ahead and keep drawing, but I'm going to tell my own thoughts about this. I find this one a little creepier than our Mr. Hands video or our first video we did. I can't remember the stories exactly. Because this seemed like something a few years ago wouldn't seem too out there. It freaks me out a little bit, but thank God we're not that much of idiots anymore. Alright, so as usual, Fabian is not done drawing, so I will put on a song for you. I think I've played this song before. I am not too sure though. Thank you for watching and dealing with whatever we do, and if you do like it, subscribe. You don't have to like the video, but we'd appreciate it. Wait, Fabian, are you almost done?
I'm done.
Oh, so I don't have to play music. Wow, you actually finished before I started a video. So, thank you guys. Sadly, no music today, but no, I'm gonna put on a song just for you. So, Fabian, if you just want to chill with me and listen to the... Ooh, nice. If you just want to listen to this music and chill with me, be my guest. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, people.
I cannot fall in love, but I guess this avoids the stress of falling out of it. Are you tired of me yet? I'm a little sick right now, but I swear when I'm ready I will fly us out of here. I'll cut my hair to make you stare.
What? What happened?
Nothing, don't worry about it. I'll screen share so you can listen to the music with me.
Okay. Look at that. Becqua is online.